Alright, today we're doing another park battle. And today's park battle is between Six Flags New England and Dorney Park. Both of these are in the northeastern part of the United States. I visited Dorney Park this past summer, and Six Flags New England is my home park. So, I've been to both of these parks. Both of these are fantastic amusement parks. Dorney Park surprised me a lot. I love Dorney Park. I like Six Flags New England. So we're gonna see which one is better. So let's first off start with the B&M Floorless. Both these are worth 2 points. Now, Hydra will be taking this one. Batman Dark Knight is short of a ride, and it has a little rattle to it. Hydra is a little longer of a ride. It's a little smoother, and when you just go right out of the station, you have that barrel roll. So that's why Hydra will be kicking it off with 2 points. Next up, we have Wild Mouse coasters, and I'm actually giving the Dorney Park Wild Mouse a point than the Gotham City one. I know Gotham City has more theming than the Wild Mouse, but here's why. The Wild Mouse at Dorney Park has some extra padding. Gotham City Gauntlet does not have extra padding. So that's why Wild Mouse will be taking it. Will be taking this point. Wild Mouse, like I said, has extra padding with legs hitting the restraint, which is terrible. While Wild Mouse at Dorney doesn't do that. Gotham City Gauntlet does really hurt. So yeah. Next we have inverts. And you know a fantastic B&M invert will always be a dreaded Vekoma SLC. I'm not a big fan of Mind Eraser. I think that's one of the worst roller coasters on my list. And during the sea changed, it was still terrible. Talon is a smoother B&M invert. I love Talon. It is the tallest B&M invert in the northeastern part of the United States, and it's fantastic. Love the 0G roll, love the drop. The speed is amazing, so that's why Talon will be gaining that point. Next, we have Woody's. Thunderhawk, when I rode it, it was really rough. But Thunderbolt is actually, I found it to be a little bit smoother than Thunderhawk. Thunderbolt is a little smoother of a ride. Past years, it was really rough. But a couple weeks ago, I rode it sometime in the third to back row, and I found it very smooth. No roughness, no bumpiness. So that's why Thunderbolt is gaining the point. It's a little smoother. Thunderhawk, when I think I rode it like in the 6th row or something like that. I found it to be a little rough. So that's why Thunderbolt will be taking this one. Next, we have Boomerangs. Now, for a long-time viewer, if you've been a long-time viewer, you know that I hate Flashback. Flashback is probably the worst roller coaster at Six Flags New England, and probably up there as the worst roller coaster I have ever ridden. Stinger is a fun boomerang. I really like Stinger a lot. It's kind of like, I know both of these are clones actually, but boomerangs are the better. But the Invertigos are the better model. Boomerangs has lots of them out there, including one at Lake Compounds and stuff like that. The one at Lake Compounds I like, actually, the Boomerang at Lake Compounds. I really like. It's smoother than Flashback. But Stinger will be gaining this point. You know, I'm not a big fan of Flashback, so that's why I'm going to give this one to Stinger. Stinger's a little smoother than Flashback. Next, we have smaller coasters, and Cowman's Whip is a longer layout. Woodstock Express is actually a little jerky, and has a short layout. While Cowman's Whip is a much smoother of a ride, and has a longer layout. So that's why Cowman's Whip will be gaining the point. And finally, we have the big coasters of the park. We have Superman the Ride versus Steel Force. Now, surprisingly, I'm giving this one to Steel Force. Here's why. Superman the Ride, I'm not a big fan of the restraints. The restraints really kill the ride experience. Steel Force has better restraints. You get lots of great airtime. The double up, though, is amazing on Steel Force. I love the double up so much on Steel Force. This is a fantastic ride. I really like Steel Force a lot. So that's why Steel Force will be gaining the point, 3 points. And Steel Force is actually my favorite hyper coaster that I inverted. So that's it for comparing roller coasters. Now we'll see new Six Flags New England has some extra roller coasters. They have 5 extra roller coasters. They'll be getting 1 point for Great Chase, 1 point for Pandemonium, 2 points for Goliath, 3 points for Wicked Cyclone, and 2 points for the Joker. And Dorney Park has an extra coaster called Possessed. This is an intimate impulse coaster, so they'll be getting 1 point. Next, we have Drop Towers. And Scream is a lot taller than Dominator. Scream is about 205 feet tall, while Dominator is about 160 feet tall. So that's why I'll be giving this one to Scream. Next up, we have now. Dorney Park doesn't have a new Skyscreamer, but Six Flags New England does, and it is actually the world's tallest swing ride. So it's going to be earning 2 points. Next, we have Demon Drop. Demon Drop is located at Dorney Park. It'll be getting 1 point. So next up, we have flat rides, and Dorney Park has 4 more flat rides than Six Flags New England. So they'll be getting a couple. They'll be getting 1 point. Next up, we have pricing, and Dorney Parks is really cheap for an amusement park. Like $36. That's really cheap for an amusement park. Six Flags New England is $47. Dorney Park is $36. So I'm going to be giving this one to Dorney. Next, we have operations, and Dorney Park runs really well with the operations. Six Flags New England usually runs like 1 or 2 trains. Like when I was there, when I'm sometimes there, they run sometimes Wicked Cyclone 1 train or Superman the Ride at 1 train when it has busy crowds. Dorney Park has great operations, including Steel Force that runs 3 trains. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So I'm going to give this one to Dorney. Next up, we have appearance. This is our last category, and Six Flags has better appearance. Beautiful landscaping, beautiful flowers, and stuff like that. So, Six Flags will be gaining 1 point. So, who won this countdown? Who won this park battle? Everybody wants to know. Six Flags New England did. Congratulations. Both of these are fantastic parks. Well, Six Flags New England, you have Wicked Cyclone, Superman the Ride, and the new for 2017, the Joker. And then for Dorney, you have Steel Force, you have Talon, which are great roller coasters. So these are 2 parks I recommend experiencing. If you haven't experienced Dorney Park yet, I recommend experiencing that park. If you haven't experienced Six Flags New England yet, I recommend experiencing that park. Both of these are fantastic parks. I love both parks a lot. So I'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this countdown? Did I make it fair? Do you agree with me on this park battle? Tune me out politely if you didn't like this park battle. I know there are some unpopular decisions in the in this park battle, including Steel Force beating Superman the Ride. But yeah, tune me out politely if you didn't like this park battle. So yeah. So that's it for this video. Please post your likes, post your comments as well. If you want to learn more about CoastBox, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.